Hi, welcome to How to D&D. My name's Frederick Weller. Today I want to talk about the spell Light. This is part of my Dungeons & Dragons spell video series. The Light spell is on page 255 of the Player's Handbook. You touch one object no larger than 10 feet in diameter. Any object that light is cast on sheds bright light for a 20-foot radius area, and an additional 20-foot radius dim light after that, which means you can see anything up to 40 feet in radius from your current location. The light spell can be any colour that you want. Completely covering the object that you have cast light on with something opaque will block that light from actually being shown. Light is a cantrip and you can cast it an unlimited number of times, but if you cast it more than twice, the first light spell will be extinguished. You can only have one light spell active at any particular time. It requires an action to cast the light spell, which means you can't make an attack during that round, but you can cast a bonus action spell. You can dismiss the light spell by using an action. The light spell requires you to speak a few words and use either a firefly or some phosphorescent moss to actually cast the spell. The light spell lasts up to 1 hour, the same length of time as a burning torch. The light spell doesn't scale as your character levels up, which is not uncommon with a utility spell. If you cast a light spell on an object held or worn by a hostile creature, that creature must make a dexterity saving throw. It must succeed to avoid having the spell cast on that object. The light spell can only be cast on an object, it cannot be cast on a creature, so just bear that in mind if you're thinking of casting light on somebody's eyes or something else so that you can actually track them. A simple held torch can duplicate just about everything that the light spell can achieve. You can check that out on page 153 of the Player's Handbook. A torch only costs 1 copper piece, so it's not an expensive outlay if you don't want to have the light spell in your cantrip list. A torch can produce heat, which means it's going to cause 1 fire damage if used in melee, something that the light spell cannot actually do. I'm not a fan of the light spell, primarily because so many races have dark vision. Although it should be noted that the bright light produced from the light spell is going to provide you with better vision than dark vision. Dark vision allows your character to see as if in dim light, which means it can't perceive colour and only sees everything in shades of grey. Walking around with a light source, whether it be a torch or the light spell, is going to give your position away to enemies when you're in a dark location. You can cast light on an object such as a stone, an arrow, a bolt, or even a bullet, and then you can throw or shoot that particular object into a dark location to check out and see what is actually lurking in the dark corners of any location that you explore. You can also use the light spell cast on an object as a distraction. Casting light on an object means you don't actually have to hold a torch while walking around exploring dungeons or locations. The light spell cannot counter the effects of magical darkness. I'm not a fan of the light spell, but it does have its uses. That's it. If you found this video helpful or informative, please share, like and subscribe. If you have a different opinion of the light spell, please comment below. Until next time, keep rolling those 20s.